Chapter 1. One fine spring morning in June of the year 1751, a young man named David Balfour was getting ready to leave his village in Scotland for the first time in his life. The village priest, Campbell, was waiting for him outside the church. "Davy, my boy, I'll walk with you a while," the older man said to him, and they walked together for a while. "Are you sorry to leave?" asked the priest. "Well, I have been happy here, but I have never been anywhere else. My father died some years ago, and now my mother is dead too. It seems like the right time to see more of the world. However, I'm not exactly sure where to go," answered the boy. "There I can help you," said Mr. Campbell. "When your mother fell sick, she left me this letter for you. You should take this to a house not far away near Cramond named Shaw's. All I know, David, is that you have the same name as that of the family in Shaw's house, Balfour." The priest gave David the letter, and he saw it was for Ebenezer Balfour of Shaw's house. He felt very excited at making a new start in life, and Shaw's house sounded interesting. Then Mr. Campbell handed David a package. "There are things in here to help you, David. Make sure you behave properly and obey the master of the house," he said, and hugged David. "I have nothing more to tell you. Good luck, my boy," he said, and walked back to the village. David sat on a rock for some time, feeling very sad to leave. Then he opened the package. There was a small envelope with money from the sale of his parents' things and some gifts from Mr. Campbell, a small Bible and a silver coin. The next day David stood on a hill looking down on the great city of Edinburgh. He asked the way to Cramond, and when he got there he began asking people how to get to Shaw's house, but everyone looked at him strangely and seemed unwilling to talk about the house. Finally he asked on an old woman. She looked at him angrily, then pointed at a large house in the distance. "That is Shaw's house," she screamed, "and when you go you can tell the master there that I, Jenny Cluston, curse him." She spat on the ground and walked away. David was puzzled and scared. Why did everyone hate Shaw's house so much? It looked pleasant, surrounded by fields of sheep. What was happening? Finally, he decided to find out. After all, the only family he now had was there. As he came closer, he could see that the house wasn't as lovely as he first thought. It was dirty and in need of repair. He knocked at the large door, and some time later a window opened on the first floor. An old man with a pistol appeared. "What do you want?" he said. "I have a letter for Mr. Ebenezer Balfour," David replied. "Leave it at the door and go," shouted the man. David got angry. "I will not. It's about me. I am David Balfour, and I will put the letter into Master Balfour's hands only," he said. The old man mumbled something, and then he said, "I suppose your mother's dead. Well, I'll let you in." The man opened the door and took David to the kitchen. It had almost nothing in it except a broken table and 2 chairs. "Sit down, David," said the man. "Have some porridge. Now give me the letter. I'm Ebenezer Balfour, your uncle." The food looked bad, but David sat down. "Do you know what's in the letter?" asked Ebenezer. David shook his head. "How long has your mother been dead?" asked the man again. 3 weeks, sir," said David. "Well, David, what did she tell you about me or Shaw's house?" asked his uncle. "Not a word, sir," answered the boy. Ebenezer was silent for a while, and he seemed to be thinking. Then he said, Well, it's time to sleep. I'll take you to your bed." He took David through a dark passage. He had no candles, and David could hardly see. "I have no lights, Dave. I'm afraid of fires starting up," said Ebenezer. He led David into a room and locked the boy in. The room was damp and cold. David spread out his cloak and lay upon it. He didn't sleep, and he kept thinking. He was completely surprised at his uncle's strange behavior. Why did he lock him into the room? Why did he not trust David? Why had he let the house become so dirty and broken? He banged on the door and shouted, "Hey, let me out!" His uncle unlocked the door, and a little later David sat in the kitchen with him. Ebenezer was silent, smoking his pipe. "Well, Dave," he said, "I must see if I can find the right job for you. Maybe the army, maybe in the law courts." Then he began to talk about the history of the great house. David remembered the old woman he had met. She had pointed at the house and cursed it. He told Ebenezer, and he became very angry. "That old witch, I'll have her put on trial," shouted the man, and he stood up. "I have to go now, and I'll have to lock you out while I'm gone," he said. Now David became angry too. "Uncle, you treat me badly, and I see you don't trust me. I'd better go back to my first home." "Now, David, please calm down," said the man. "You're not yet used to how I do things, that's all. Soon we'll agree about things. As for now, well, I just won't go." David stared at him. He was amazed his uncle had decided to stay because he didn't want to leave him alone in the house.